Come on. Come out. There we go. Let's do this one. And these two. Just everything out. There we go. It's here. Hello, Preppy. Hi, Preppy says. And you're off. He says, cool. Filippo says hi. May not be ready to trim yet. I thought they were. They may not be. How's my day, Preppy? My day's okay. Yeah, pretty okay. How's your day going? Your day's going good? Rock Fan says, you rock, amazing clay artist from Rock Fan. Are you a clay person, Rock Fan? You do art as well? I'm glad your day's going good, Preppy. Good days are good. Person with letters that I don't understand, and I apologize. Has emojis. What am I making? These are bells. These are gonna be yard bells. Like bells I hang in my yard and let the wind blow, so I guess technically they're wind chimes. But it had been a minute since I had thrown, so they're kind of like warm-ups. I've been experimenting with different clays and how they sound as bells. This cuts in more, but I'm thinking I'll need to do that with a different tool when it's upside down. What glaze do I use most often? I actually don't use a lot of glazes. I use a lot of underglazes. I own some underglazes, and then I own like one actual glaze, shipwreck. But I really like the feel of bare clay, especially after it's fired. It just has a cool feel. So I tend to do kind of bare things or not glazy. So here's an example of something. I made no actual like glaze on this. It's a little dirty because I always pick it up to show people with my clay hands. So this is, I don't know if you like Zelda, but it's a Deku scrub, like old school Zelda. But it's a little plant pot that you can hang on a wall. So this is how it hangs on the back. You can see like the little thing that it sticks, and then you plant a plant in here, has a little drainage hole, and then it looks like a little Deku scrub with the plant coming out of their head, you know? So that's the kind of example of stuff I make, just random stuff. Puppy says they want to experiment with clay. I am lopsided. Oh my god, I haven't seen you in forever. Yeah, I'm still in the garage. I'm in a different garage than from I moved since I may have seen you. I don't remember if we've talked since I moved here. But yeah, and then I took a break for a little bit. I had something sad happen, so I just kind of took a break from a lot of things. And now I'm back. But this is the new garage of where we live now. It's got lots of holes in the walls and stuff, so it's my winter project, I think, to get it fixed up a little bit nicer so I can work in here during the winter. But let's try this one. It's good to see you. What have you been up to? Thanks, Preppy. Oh, and Preppy, I was going to tell you, you have interest in trying clay? If you look in your area, I bet there's a clay studio that offers classes. That's really like the best way to get into it. Because they have all the supplies and then you can play with all their stuff and they teach you. But if there's not one near you, some other options would be look and see if there's any schools, and they probably have a clay class and you can try to see if you get in there. And then if you just want to experiment with making stuff with your hands, you can do air dry clay, or polymer clay is pretty cool. Polymer clay you can do like lots of pretty color things and mix things with, and there's some amazing polymer clay artists out there. There's one, Ace of Clay. He does crazy things. We all have holes in the walls. I got holes in lots of places. Holes in my head, holes in the walls. Yeah. Puppy says they're gonna leave soon. Manzina Elijah says do well. Well, thank you. I hope you do well too. This clay is a little on the soft side for trimming, but whatevs, right? Whatevs. I think I may actually burnish the inside a little bit to even out the shape. Got like this little extra thick spot here that I actually should probably trim out. I want to make the inside match the outside. Or the outside match the inside. I am lopsided. I started a small coffee roastery since we last talked. Oh, that sounds cool. Cottage food laws are a wonderful thing. Yeah, I've heard that. Like if you go cottage food, it's a lot easier, and plus then you can just sell at markets and things like that. That's cool. I had a friend who got into roasting beans for a while. That's really cool. If you have an online store, drop it somewhere so I can check it out. I'm lost. Last time we saw it was probably the statue for my mom. I bet that's what it was. Yeah, it's been a while. That was for her birthday last year. That's cool. That's cool that you've been so busy. I hope it's doing well. I bet that's really popular. Flag, what's up? Hey! Hanen, Habibi, hello as well. Flag, it's interesting that here your name turns up FLAG, but when you write messages, it's NFLAG. And let me know too if you don't like me calling you Flag. Let me know if that stands for something and I'm being like, disrespectful or something. I don't want to be rude. Rude in my ignorance. All right, let's see. That's so cool that you stop back by. I like meeting people and getting to know them. Kind of funny. I'm like a pretty big introvert in real life. It's hard for me to have conversations with people or relationships, but online I'm very comfortable with. Feels safe. Bro, are you making a pot? A cup, bro? Bro, I'm making a bell. I'm making a bell, bro. It's gonna be a yard bell. I'm gonna hang it in my yard and let the wind blow it. Why am I not using water on this one? I'm not using water on this one because I'm not throwing it anymore, so I'm not forming the clay, I'm now refining it. So this process is called trimming. And what that means is I'm kind of using little metal tools like this to cut off excess clay, to make it thinner and, look nicer, a little bit more polished. So, yeah, that's why I'm not using water, but I will, what I'm doing now is like looking for thicker parts in the walls and trying to get the walls as even as possible, because uneven walls can cause cracks and cause it to dry irregularly, which can cause issues. So, and what I'll do is I will do the sides like I just did this one, let it dry a little bit more, and then I will turn it over and I will do the bottom and do the rest. And the goal is to try to make the outside of the pot fit the shape of the inside of the pot. So you can kind of see there, I've got like little uneven things. I haven't thrown in a while, so it's all a little wonky. But we'll go back over that going the other way. So yeah, I don't use water at this point because it's refining. And if I add water to the clay, it can then, clay absorbs water So it'll suck the water up, and then it can weaken it. This one's pretty thin already. But I will use water. This would make one heck of a coffee cup. Maybe. It would be. It's going to shrink a little bit, but it probably is about the right size. I had made a couple coffee pots, or coffee cups, or teacups. I drink tea. I do drink coffee too. I just don't own a coffee maker. But anyway, I'm learning, what I've learned is creating a nice lip on a pot is not that easy. I haven't quite figured it out yet. What I made, I did break one, but of the two or three I've made, one's okay to drink out of, the other two are not so great to drink out of. So it's something I'm learning. But I need to make some more cups because I'm down to like 2 mugs in my life. Big Dog says low, Flag says hi. There's some message held from a review. Sorry if that was offensive to that person or anybody's watching it. Pendragon, bro, isn't it nighttime over there? Where are you from? Still doing? No, it's daytime. It is 2:36 p.m. where I'm at. I am in the United States, the southern United States, state of Georgia. And River Jones says hi. All right. This one, definitely. Okay. Yeah, that's actually one of the downsides to my current place is I can't work at night because I don't have any lights. I have a light. It's a shop light that I use, and it's a single one, so it's not so great at night. If I had to pick between these 3 right now, which one's gonna not survive trimming? It's gonna be this one. Pendragon, as I am from India, it is 1 a.m. here. I thought, really dedicating to doing this time. Some people, like, there's a couple potters I follow, you know, that's when they work. They work super early or super late, because that's the only time they have. I'm a little lucky, and can work during the day. Actually, right now, I don't think I could work during the night, even if I had lights. It's too cold. Time changes are a trip, though. What are you doing up at 1 a.m.? Anyway. This all needs to come in. That is not, this here needs to come in. This whole from here down. Renovators Kimberly. Where am I from? I am from the United States. State of Georgia, which is in the southern part of the United States. South of Atlanta. Ah, South Africa. Very cool. What time is it in South Africa? Right now we know it is 1 a.m. in India. I'm sure India. Does India have more than one time zone, Pen? You're chillaxing after study. Yeah, but so you're like a university or some kind of student? You know, I don't. Different places do their grades differently. No, this is not my profession. This is a hobby. This is something I just do to relax and have fun. My profession is my husband and I make games. So it is a side business of ours that I work full-time on. And well, I do part-time and then I also help my family. I've got elderly parents that need help. So I spend time doing that too. Kind of split between those things. But we make puzzle games, wooden puzzle games, and then we also make games for the Game Boy Advance. Super lucrative, you know? No. But super fun. It makes us happy. Another person says hi with letters I don't know how to say. It's 10 o'clock at night in South Africa. Renovation Kimberly says. Do I have an online store then? Yeah, if you go to pulp.biz, that's P as in pinata, pickle, PULP dot biz, pulp.biz, because our name is Pocket Pulp. I keep on forgetting to tag it in my videos. But that'll go to our website, it'll direct you to where you can find our games. We have our games on Etsy and on itch.io. And we got some free games on there too, so if you like video games, you can get on our itch page. We've got quite a few free ones on there, or just donation only, or if you want kind of thing. We're currently working on a puzzle platformer. We had put it down for a minute because of life, but we just picked it back up. In fact, my husband was working on it today. Fatima. That's a cool little emoji thing that you got on there. Looks like the color wheel, but in terms of value, shades, light and dark. All of this needs to come off. all of this. I can feel it. I wish I could show you guys the inside. The inside of this pot tapers in, and so I need to make the inside, the outside taper in more too. But this rim is about as thin as I need it, so that's why I'm like, I don't know about this pot, because the rim is pretty thin already. Like, I don't need to trim it anymore, but then down here is thick and then it gets thin again. So Pen came back and said hi. Neelakash. How am I? I'm doing good. Do I stay on a farm? No, I do not stay on a farm. Why do you ask if I'm on a farm? Does it sound like I'm on a farm? Because it looks like I'm in a barn. All my tools are so dull. I feel like I'm just pushing the clay and not actually cutting it. Oh, you're joining from Bangladesh. Very cool. I like hearing from where everybody is. When I was born, there were no chat rooms and way to talk with people. I think it's cool that we're so connected. It does look like it. So it looks like all right. Okay. So joining Pendragon says, bro, after this is done, are you gonna put in the oven or what? You know, for yes. The next step after this is to put it in what's called a kiln, KILN, which is basically an oven for pottery, and it gets really, really hot, like thousands of degrees. And that's how the clay gets cooked. So right now it's in the stage that's called greenware. That means it's not fired. After this, I'll take it down to the studio where I get my stuff fired, and they'll put it in the kiln, and it'll come out. And that's called, at that stage, it's called bisqueware, because it'll be bisque fired. And what that means, it's almost like par baking something. So it'll be baked enough that it's not so breakable, but it's not baked to the point that it's completely done. And that makes decorating easier because it's less breakable. So it'll actually be fired twice in its life. Renovators, that cracked me up that you think this building looks like a barn. It does. The kiln? I don't have the kiln, so you can't see it. Pendragon, I am lopsided. I'm going to say this. You make Inky a bit caked up in the aquarium. Caked up? What does that mean? But that is our game, Inky and the Alien Aquarium. That was the first one that we did. That is the game I learned to do pixel art on. So I do the art for the games, and then I do the marketing and stuff like that. And I take care of the sales. So if you buy something from us, like a physical product, I'm the one that ships it out. His butt is hanging out. What? Full on crack. Yeah, kinda. Those are tentacles. But yeah, it does kind of look like a butt. Now that I think about it. Yeah. Mm. In person, I'm sorry, cannot say that beautiful women are difficult to approach. Looks are just looks. They were just born with them, you know? Looks, you know, being what you think is pretty really means nothing. That person didn't do anything for that, you know? It's just genetics. And I really firmly believe one day we will evolve past valuing it so much, because I don't think it is important what someone looks like. The most important thing is how they treat you and other people. Kindness is something that I wish people, you know, when people say, oh, I met this person, like, it'd be so great if people talked about how kind they were or sweet or something instead of what they look like, because, you know, like I said, looks mean nothing but genes. Genetics. It's not really, it doesn't really mean anything. Or money. There are more important things. Like personality. So don't let it get you intimidated. No more than a tall person would be intimidating, or, you know, whatever. It's just a physical, looks are just a physical trait. And it's even funnier, more like if you break people down by their like individual features, and then you learn everybody's beautiful. Everybody's beautiful. I have no idea what that 67 stuff is about, Cassidy. Renovators, Kimberly, construction, handyman, South Africa. That's super cool. Cassidy, 67. I'm way too old for that. I don't understand why guys relate things like this. I don't know, Flag. I don't know. Yeah, pastries and cheeseburgers. Pen, take it easy. Nice meeting you. Thanks for stopping in. See you later, bro. Jayla, hi. Flag. Flag, you know, thank you. That's kind. That's kind of you to say. My goal in life is to spread that, man. Spread compassion and kindness. It's kind of the reason why I turned the chat back on. I realized I couldn't do that without turning the chat on. But I don't know if I'm going to turn the chat on still for when I throw, because when I throw, it attracts some energy that I just sometimes don't want to deal with. But we'll see. Jayla, I think I said Jayla. I said hello when you said hello, did I not? But maybe I said it incorrectly. Ton, hello. Camille, sorry, said hi. Jayla, hi again. Stacy, Pat. You are new. Hi, I am new, Pat. Welcome. Jayla, but can we be friends? Sure, we can be friends as, you know, much as two strangers can be, which is not actually, you know, pretty damn good friends, I think. Be nice to each other, say nice things, ask how we're doing, that kind of thing. I should have grabbed a towel. I'm just using my pants, which is a bad idea. Candace is the key to Psyches? I don't understand that. Bren Jameson says hi. Junis says hi. Renovators Kimberly. Oh yeah, it was the thing I just read. Daniel Elton says hi. Hi. Hi to everybody. Welcome to everyone's here. I hope they're having a nice day. Hope you're having nice weather. I am. It's gorgeous today. Absolutely gorgeous. I can see. I'm in a garage, so there's like a big open space over there. I am lopsided. I enjoy watching the throwing process. Watching something go from blob of clay to something like this is wild to me. Yes, it is. I mean, I like watching anybody create. Uh, I find the wheel particularly fascinating. I think it's the spinning. It's very hypnotic. Um, One day, maybe if I was, there's some potters that do get this angle. If I ever find one, I'll share. But they do the image above, so you can look straight down. Like, if you ever see me and I'm like just staring, it's because I'm getting hypnotized. Swirlies. It's a fun hobby. For sure, very relaxing. To me, it is anyway. Not everybody finds it relaxing, but I do. And by the way, what I'm doing when I do this, I'm kind of just smoothing the clay. There's like a lot of little nicks and, creases from the paper that I had it wrapped in. So I'm just kind of smoothing that out so it looks nicer. What is my favorite color, Jayla wants to know? It depends on the day, but I'm really big fans of blues and greens. Yellow is really cool too, though. Mustard yellow, I love that color. So if I had to pick a color, I think mustard yellow would be my favorite. Nam, looks like you're speaking Thai, maybe? No, I don't know what language you're speaking. I'm sorry, I don't speak it. Juna says hi. I am lopsided. You do wood turning? That is cool. On a lathe? That's something I think I could get into. Like, to be honest, trimming is like, I may like trimming even more than I like throwing. It's very fun. And I imagine it's very similar. I've never tried turning with a lathe, but I imagine it's very, very similar. Like, I could sit here and trim this thing down to nothing till it just fell apart, and I'd still be happy. It's very satisfying cutting it all off. Cousin Squad, may you have a shout out, please? That is a shout out for Cousin Squad. I bet the wood turning is a huge mess, though. John Carlo, Brogy says hi. Pascal, Jorge says hi. Probably saying these wrong with the incorrect pronunciation. Cousin Squad, hello, shout out I already gave you. You look like a boy, but you sound like a girl, you're confused. That can sometimes happen. What's your favorite color? I think I already said mustard yellow. What's the weather like there? Summer? It is not summer right now. Technically, we are in fall. So the leaves are changing colors on the trees and falling off. And it gets cooler in the evening. It can get down to it actually froze earlier this week. It got down to the 20s at night. But today's in this, I think we started off in the 50s and then we get up to maybe like mid 60s. Prime FT, my Insta. I don't get on Insta anymore. I'm trying to get off all social media actually. It's just it's not fun anymore. All I get is ads. I'm sick of people trying to sell me stuff. And I will say I'm sick of strangers trying to sell me things online. I'm sick of ads. I miss seeing my friends and family on those things. Yash, am I in Australia? No, I'm in the United States. I believe in Australia it would be summer. No, it would be spring right now, right? Southern Hemisphere, it's spring. So I'm lopsided. It's satisfying for sure. I'm not too good yet. But you made a few bowls and replacement spindle for the staircase in the house. That's impressive. I mean, you ever think about that? You made a replacement spindle. So now that, like, 50 years from now, when the next person or somebody buys that house, you're going to be in that house. That's so cool. Like, you have left your mark. Thank you. Zihu? Early Armin's? I hope you're doing well, and I'm sending you good vibes. There is... This needs to go in more. In South Africa, it's summer and rainy a bit. Yeah, because you guys are in the Southern Hemisphere. How old am I? That's a very personal question. I'm in my 40s. I am an adult. I am a full-on adult. Grown up. No, I do not have children. I know that question's coming next. I am married. Yep. I am married. Very happy. No children. I have one dog now. How long have I been doing this work? Oh, and then Uwamera Mediatrice. I don't speak that language, I'm sorry. Mahmoud Bazaar. Hi. Yash, I love that name. Veed, how long have I been doing this work? I started in September of 2023. Yes, September of 2023. Daniel says, good job. Keep it up. Thank you. Carlos, will you use that cup later? I will use it as a bell if it survives. It's a bell. So it will go in my yard somewhere, maybe from a tree. What do I do? I'm making clay. I'm making clay pots, or I'm making bells. So bells that will chime, ding, 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 like that. Thanks, Zoo. Bell is important. Daniel, yes, bell is important. Good things, nice sounds. My grandmother used to collect bells. And so there's always like bells around in my family. Bells in the yard, bells on doors. So I'm a big fan of just idle, pleasant sounds. This one has a lot of extra clay on it. You've never seen bells, Carlos? If you look on my shorts, you can see a set that I recently made that look like pumpkins. A couple sets, actually. Those are some smaller bells. This will be a bigger bell that'll hang on a single string. Oh, but I look 75 to 80? It'd be pretty awesome to be 75 or 80 years old and still doing this. It's a compliment. I look like I could live that long. I hope I live that long. Don't make it weird, Yash. Bells are good on shops as doorbells, 100%. Yeah, lopsided. Sometimes that happens. I'm sorry for I have like mods on, or I have like auto mod on, so I don't see a lot of stuff, but I think you guys still do, and I'm sorry for that. Um, but I'm not making any money for this, not planning to make any money from this, so I'm not gonna get a moderator because I'm not gonna have someone come on here and waste their time, you know, for free. Simbiwe, I am not qualified to teach you, but there's some really great YouTubers out there that are. I would recommend checking out Florian Gadsby. I think there's Jen the Potter. There's some really good potters out there that they make content for teaching, to teach people how to do pottery. Oh, Pottery to the People, that's what she's all about. Accessible pottery. She's in Germany. Earthenware, there's a few good ones. How hard is the hardening process? Like the drying? The first step is that you have to get it dry enough, and that can take some time. Like these have already been wrapped up and drying for a week, and they're still a little not ready for this. I'm kind of pushing it. But the actual firing takes about 24 hours. Is there any money in the pots when you make a lot? I don't know. I don't sell mine. There's definitely people who make a living out of it. I met, another person who does pottery and streams a lot is Ben Wolf. So Ben Wolf Pottery, and that's WOLFFE, I believe. But he's pretty big, so if you look, Ben Wolf Pottery. But he's what you call a production potter. So all day long, he just makes pots. All day long. And he can just crank them out like crazy. He's a machine. And he makes a living doing it. Like, that is his job. It's his business, but he's got like big famous clients and stuff. So yeah, it's possible. I don't want to do that. That's not what I'm looking to do. So, though it's possible, it's not something that I am actively seeking. I have turned a passion into a business before, and it ruined that passion for me. So I am not looking to do that again. I can sit here and just do whatever I want and get as much enjoyment, if not, well, in my opinion, I get more enjoyment out of not selling it. What kind of pot cup am I making? I'm making a bell. Daniel, simply the bells are efficient, long last, looking fresh. Just simply the best things from other things invented is the good thing. Bells are just invented from steel, mud, and other things. Yes. Carlos, this looks like a mind-relaxing hobby that clears the mind. It is. It is for me anyway. Am I full American or am I mixed? Depends on your definition of mixed. I mean, there is no full American, right? Like, we're all, yeah, I mean, like, you could say indigenous people, but to say that they're American is kind of rude since they were here first. But my heritage, if that's what you're asking, is German, Eastern European, English, and Scottish. So like Czech, German, English, and Scottish, yeah. Who's working on the blower? Freaking neighbors. Constantly. Constantly, constantly. To me, the most annoying sound in the world is a blower. I hate it. But people gotta make a living. It's actually a business next door, and I think they have their landscaping come on the weekends because they don't want to listen to it, which just means I get landscaping on my weekends. But part of living in a community is dealing with the noises from the people around you, so I just remind myself that. So the bells are just good, Daniel. Yeah, the bells are just good, man. Some people also believe that bells, if you hang them near your door, they can be protective. They can chase away bad spirits. I just find them relaxing. And they're just a fun thing I can work on. I've decided that, you know, easy to give away. I can practice a lot of shapes. I can work with a lot of different clays. So I was like, why not make bells? Why not make bells for a while? So that's what I'm doing. There's all sorts of clay just stuck in here. I'm just gonna have to ignore and wait for it to dry. There was a little lump on this rim that I wanted to get rid of. Oh, so many people said hi. Our loves, you're born for this. I'm so blessed to watch your live streaming. Oh, you're not blessed for that. Nah, man, there's so many people out here. Appreciate the kind words, though. I mean, you may be blessed, but I wouldn't say just catching my stream is a blessing. Cups on the other side are too login. Last, looking fresh. They're good, but they're not too best and not too good, just between. How many pots do I make in a day? Well, I just kind of do this whenever I feel like it, so it varies. I'm not a production potter. I just do this for fun. So there is no goal how much to get done. But it can vary. Today I've got 4-ish. So after this I'm going to do an experimental piece that I'm working on. This is definitely one that needs to come out. Oh, that's cool, Carlos. In our country, bells chase away evil spirits from the lake called, and I'm going to butcher this, so you got to help me out here. Niawawa? What? Carlos, did you already tell me that your country? I'm curious to know. Gosh, pottery. Anything, people are like, oh, that's too hard. All anything is practice. You know? It's dedicating the time to sit down and do it. They did this thing, this study somewhere, some group, they wanted to know if anybody could sing well. Like, if they could take anybody and teach them to sing amazingly. And so they had this lady, and they had her sing a Whitney Houston song. And they focused on that single song, and she learned to sing that song incredibly well. And she had no, like, previous practice or anything. And it was just to point out that, like, yeah, natural talent does exist. That's a thing that people have, but you don't need to have that to get good at something, you know? Right? Anything takes practice. That's and the more you do it, the better you get. So very few people I think are good just starting off at pottery. It's a very difficult, it can't be a very difficult skill to learn, I guess. But in my opinion, like how I picked it up and kept going with it is I had no expectations. This is so unpleasant. But you know, when it gets really bad, I think about the guy who's running the machine and how his poor eardrums must really ache at the end of the day, and I feel bad for him. And they're always nice, the landscapers, man. When I walk around the neighborhood with my dog, they're really cool about like stopping and pausing because they know that the noises hurt the dog's ears, and that's really nice of them to do. Like they stop their day to let me walk past when I'm slowing them down, you know? That's a really kind thing. So even though I hate the sound, I try to like, you know, send them good vibes. Because that guy running the machine did not invent the leaf blower. I guarantee you, he was probably not the guy that made the schedule. And it will stop eventually. Oh wow, wait, there's so many comments that I missed. All right, Bells, pottery is hard for you. Is it safe to stay there? Is it safe to stay there in the UK? I don't know, I'm not in the UK. I'm in the United States. Well, I mean, long last, my typing is worse and worse. It's okay. It's Judy Play says hi. Sebastian says hi. Nitty says hi. Daniel Drab's counting. 5, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 5. I like the counting. Sebastian says hi. Have you done a parcel for the abroad? I don't understand the question. A parcel for the, so I've done a package for, oh, have I shipped abroad? No, I don't sell these. So I don't ship this overseas. But the games that we make, so my husband and I make games, wooden puzzle games and video games. Those we ship abroad. We've shipped those all over the world. I think that's good for this one. All right, new piece. So this one is my experimental piece. Let me get caught up. Give me a second. So no, I've not shipped abroad. Elphaton says hi. And Cisme Gomez says hi. Secure says hi. Well, no, Secure says N6SS. Yash says the only thing this needs is patience that you don't have. Patience is another thing that you can practice and get. How much have you failed making a cup or a bell? A lot. If you look at my older videos, the first year that I threw, I didn't keep my pieces. I would just cut them in half and get rid of them. So a lot. I have failed a lot. In fact, one of these is probably a fail. So these pieces are for a practice that I am making. It's a practice piece for a larger piece. I'm making a memorial piece for my dog who passed recently. And it's going to be with like a stacked totem pole or stacked garden pole. So there'll be a pole through here. And then this will be in there too. just realized I did not poke holes in these, which is probably why they're having issues. But anyway, so it's gonna go through this and be on his stone, headstone. What did I do with? Let's do this. What is the prize of the pot? The prize of the pot? Oh, price. No price. I don't charge. This is just for me. For me and for friends and for family. It's therapy. Tub says hi. Fandino says tattoo. Yep, I have tattoos. Alex. ALX. Alex? It's not my old Alex, right? You're cool, Alex, for saying nice things. East Tennessee, what's up, Michelle? Very cool. I got family out in Chattanooga, or near Chattanooga. They just moved out that way. Investor Nelson Mandela says hi. Marina says hi. Tub, have you ever been arrested? Maybe. Tub, maybe. Michelle says she would love to do what I'm doing. Michelle, if you look around you, like, look for pottery studios. And there probably is a pottery studio near you somewhere. And they probably offer classes. Beginner classes and things like that. That's how I got started. My mom got me a set of classes for my birthday. So, it definitely is possible. I'm trying to think the best way to do this right now. I think I'm going to start upside down, like this, and do the sides, and then do the top. But I don't think these are going to make it. I can tell right here, like, look, this is pretty thin, the bottom, but they're just a test, so it's okay if they explode. And then Michelle, if you don't see any pottery studios in your area that are close, you can look and see if there's any colleges, and you could take see if you can't sit in on a class there. Or another option would be to get on an app that's called Kilnshare. And what Kilnshare is, it's an app that connects potters with people with kilns, and they rent out use of their kilns. CC and US 05. How long did it take you to learn to shape and keep them shaped? Like for a beginner, how long should we expect to take a good shape, to get a good shape on average? It depends. Like, are you making them by hand? Are you hand building, or are you on the wheel? The wheel is a little bit more difficult than hand building, I think. I haven't done a lot of hand building, but I mean, you can probably, if you take a class, you will get probably something out of that class. You probably, by the end of it, you'll get some kind of mug or pot or something, because that will be the goal, is to teach you a cylinder, just a basic straight shape. And then as you get better, you can learn to make things more complicated than a cylinder. So it's different for everybody. But if you can't find, oh, and I was gonna say, Kilnshare, you can always ask a potter there if they'd be willing to teach you or give you a lesson. And if they're not, the last option would be just to get yourself some clay to practice with and play with, and then use kiln share to fire it. Or if you can't find anybody on a kiln share, then the next one would be get some air dry clay or polymer clay, oven baked clay, and start there and learning shapes and things, and wait for the opportunity to take a physical clay class. But I took a 6-week class, and by the end I was able to do cylinders. Our Love's wishing you a Merry Christmas and Happy New Year in advance. I'll be praying for you and your family. Take care and stay safe. God bless. Nice messages to you too, Our Loves. And then Srivatsa says hi. Greta Jewel says hi. Domni and Yen says hi. This is very, very wet clay still. It's been sitting on that board, which doesn't help pull the moisture away. So ideally, when I'm cutting this, the clay would not be coming back and sticking. So I may actually set this one aside and hope it dries a little bit more. And then cut more off. I think that's what I'm gonna do. So we'll take the other one. This one probably won't make it either, but we'll see. These are a little bit easier to center. All right, Zachariah says hi. Haley and Alex, how long have you been doing pottery? I started doing pottery in September of 2023. Where's my husband? He is inside taking a nap. Daniel, thank you. There you come from my mama. Sending love back to people. Daniel says hello. So these two pieces that I picked up, these are what are called closed forms. So they're actually like tubes. And the reason for that is that they're going to hang. I plan on trying to use these with my bells, so I'm going to try to trim them super, super thin so that they can hang on a wire. But I should have poked a hole in these. What time is it where we are? Where I am? 3:28. What time is it there? You gotta tell me where you are and what time it is. If you needed money, for how much would you sell the bells and cups? If I needed money? If I needed money, I'd go and probably get a day job. Oh, look, I found a string. So the bells, if you look on my shorts, you'll see some pumpkin bells. And those I made, the studio where I fire my things, they were participating in a market, and they said, hey, this market, we're doing a pumpkin themed market. If you want to make some stuff for it, let us know, and we'll put it on our table, and then you don't have to worry about trying to sell it or whatever. Well, so I made these pumpkin bells, and honestly, I just wanted them to go away. And I priced them at $115. And the reason why I priced them at $115 was because the people who were running the market took 40%. So what I really wanted to sell them for was 65, but I marked them up to cover that amount, and I didn't sell a single bell, which I'm okay with, because I don't really want to. I was afraid if I did sell it, then I'd get excited and then be like, ooh, maybe I should make some more stuff to sell. No, I should not make more stuff to sell. I should make stuff that makes me happy and give it to friends and family. You're in Ireland and it's 8:28 p.m. Thank you, Fielder. Manzano, I am I'm in the United States. Wait, I got distracted. Felder, that looks beautiful. Manzano, what are you doing? I'm making bells. This is not a bell. This is gonna go on the clapper. It's gonna hang below the bell if it survives, possibly. Or it may just be a piece of yard art. It's one of the two. I haven't decided. Buys all? Bissall? I don't understand. Buys are all? Yeah, Bissall, bios. Hello from Slovakia and Czech Republic. Hello, hello. Bis, are you? Buys, are you? I don't understand. How old am I? I'm in my 40s. I'm an adult. I'm a grown-up. Haley, I'd love to go to the US, but life's been expensive lately. Yeah, I know. I've got some family in the UK, and I really want to go see them, but it's just, you know, it's just, it's a little nerve-wracking. So they were actually supposed to come here, and they decided not to. So hopefully I'll make it out that way soon, one day, maybe in the next 5 years or so. So the inside of this is super thin. I'm going to actually use a rib and try to kind of push some clay over and see if this doesn't help it. 67? Oh, I could be 67. Again, I would be lucky to be 67. I had a friend in his 60s tell me the 60s were his best years. He said that's where it's at, 60s. One thing I've learned about getting older, man, is that, in my opinion, every year is better. I may not be cool anymore for the young kids, but that's okay. I'm kind of, I'm over being cool. I think just enjoying myself is cool. Like, that's my goal. So. And when you're 20 or 14, 40 definitely sounds old. Shit, even when you're 30, 40 sounds old. 40 sounds old until you actually hit it, and then you're like, oh, this isn't too bad. This is all right. There's nothing easy. Correct. There's nothing easy. Felder, I'm doing good. How are you? Pamela, you're cool and I'm 10. You're 10? You need to be careful being on streams if you're 10. It's a very young age to be on here. And people say not so nice things. It's important to remember that don't listen to what people tell you online. I could be making this worse. I feel like I do need to cut more off there, but we'll see. I think I'm gonna let this one dry a little bit more too and come back to it. Good, Pamela. I got some young ones in my family, and I always worry about them being online. Nottingham, England. Cool, JP. Greetings from the United States, state of Georgia. What am I making at this moment? I am making a prototype for a garden pole. So what's going to happen is I'm going to have a stake or a pole that's going to go straight through this thing. So then it can like spin. And hopefully it'll have pieces on the inside as well. See? This was my first attempt at it, so we'll see. I've already figured out at least one way I need to make it different. And I think these are good for me to start on them. Incoming really awful sound. That wasn't too bad. What am I making at the moment? Already answered that one, I think. Now I'm moving on to the bells. Back to the bot bells. Daniel says, good content. Keep it up. Thank you. What's my favorite color? Mustard. Mustard yellow. I'm also fond of blues and greens. Well, thanks. I generally draw out my designs. I started doing that about a year ago. Give me a second. I need to get a towel. And so I will share that design eventually with you guys. I'll have it next time so you can see it, because it's probably what I'm going to be working on a lot lately. Okay. Mustard yellow is also your favorite? Very cool. Marie says, I want to do that when I grow up. I'm just at yourself. And be what you want to be when you grow up. You know, but you don't have to grow up to try clay either. I started doing clay when I was in school. The first time I did clay, I was in art class in like middle school. And then you can also see if there's classes around you too that you can take. Mustard is the best color. Collie green. Felder says collie green. 8 years old. Too young to be going through live streams, man. There's too much crazy stuff out there. Be careful, be careful. Color. Oh, oh, your favorite color is green. Oh, I thought collie green was the favorite color. I was gonna go see what color collie green was. So this is coming off a little bit better now that it's dried a little bit more. You can kind of see it's not sticking anymore. It's a little bit drier. My tools are so dull. I need to sharpen them. So this is supposed to be, take more off here. If you're talking about these pots, Haley, and Fella, don't apologize, by the way, for I read between the lines. And my eyesight, I actually wear glasses. I don't wear glasses when I do pottery because the clay scratches the lenses. So I tend to misread most things anyway. Discargar, what'd you say? Haley, what was your old account's name? Haley, yes says yes. Those are the pots. Well, that's cool. Marie says my name is Mary. Potter SS Marie. Mary's Marie. Mary. Diana says, it's me, but I'm 10 now. Sadly, me and my mom, dad forgot. What? I'm sorry. It was a gaming account, something along the lines of Mining Queens or something like that. Okay. Did we chat? I don't know if I had chat on much when I had the Deku Scrubs. I don't remember. You got knocked off center. So I wonder if you guys can see this. I'll show you. You can see like there's like right on the inside there, there's kind of like an indent. So this shape needs to kind of bend in a little bit. I definitely need to lose. This is where it bends in. So right here, it's about a thumb's width from the middle. Jorge says, oi. Marie says, emojis. Jorge says, emoji. I don't think those are called emojis anymore. I don't know what those things are called. Stickers? Oh, Diana says, B-Day. Well, happy birthday, Diana. Image designed by K.A. says hi. Peely says hi. Oliver says hi. Lots of people say hi. Trimming always takes so much time, man. Been doing this for what, an hour and a half? I had all these thrown in less than an hour, like an hour and a half, I bet. Oh my god, so many highs! Oliver said hi, right? Diana, we said, oh, Diana, you're welcome. It's Diana's birthday. Happy birthday, Diana. Margaret Bayless says hi. Diana, thank you. Marie, hi. All right, so we said about a thumb from the middle. That's where it needs to bend in some. I've got this weird little divot. So I guess we'll use this thing. It says, welcome. Slay y'all, cool. How long have I been doing this art? September of 2023. So what, that's 2 years? Really, that's it? 2 years? Yeah, 2 years. It's been a very long 2 years. Thank you, Diana. Nice, Diana. Fantasy things? That's cool. Drawing's fun. Drawing's something I just got recently into, like past year. It's still not my favorite art form, but it's a useful art form. Like, you learn a lot. I'm trying to make this bell as thin as possible. So are dragons some of the things that you draw? Because dragons are pretty cool. Dragons are always cool, man. Unless maybe they're burning your house down. Or trying to eat you. It really depends on what kind of dragon, right? And what I'm doing now is I kind of check to see how thick the area is by pressing it. And if it like kind of has a little bit of a give, like it pushes in a little bit, then I know it's thin enough. If it doesn't, then I know I need to take a little bit more off. And we're doing pretty good. All right, I'm pretty happy with that. So next thing I'm going to do is I'm going to run my little this is my burnish tool. Dark unicorns. That's cool. I'm in my 40s. I don't give out my exact age for safety reasons or whatever, but yeah, I'm in my 40s. Alright, so what I'm doing now is called burnishing. And what I'm doing is I'm just kind of pressing the clay particles in to make everything look nice and smooth. I really like the look and the feel of it. I'll rub my finger over it after. Some places I can't quite get to. And then the next step is I'm going to cut a hole in it. So I need to get the tool for that. You have to get out. Well, you gotta go, Marie. I'm getting a cutting tool. Cutting tool. Where? Ooh, look at those. That's cool. So this, let's bring this up. Trying to smooth it back out now. Smooth out. So, oh, come on. Turn. Okay. Here's the bell. And then this is how the clapper will hang. So I've learned that just cutting a hole in the middle works better than trying to make like a little loop up here to hold the clapper. Goodbye, Marie. Oh, that's cool, Diana. You're gonna start some pottery art? You have a nice day, too. Bye, Marie. Don't be sad. Okay. So this one is done-ish. Done-ish. I wish it looked better on the inside, though. We'll deal with that later. This one's next. This is the one that I need to remember not to cut any more of that. That does not need to be cut any more off. And this I can lose a little bit of, but not that. Well, that's cool, Diana. I hope you do. And thanks for the likes, guys. It's very kind of you. Wait, this here. But that was kind of you. It's nice people. I was like, even school and stuff. Yeah, that's a good place to start. Luciana, hola. Hello, hello. Hello again, Marie. You must be popping in and out of here. Okay. Remember not to trim more of this. Trim the wall, but not that crease. Ruby says hello. Marie's back. Mustafa has emojis. Carrie says what's up. Ruby says hello. What's the taping for, actually? I don't understand the question. Flags. What's the hardest thing you ever made? I would say the statue for my mother was the hardest thing. I've got a short of it somewhere, but if you look, there's like a playlist that says like the statue for my mother. That was probably the hardest, and the reason for that was because it was a bunch of new skills that I'd never done before. So it took a long time to figure out. Renata says hello. Legend says Gunnar. I don't know what that is. Oh, the tapping. Oh, yeah. So the tapping. So when I tap it, I'm testing the thickness. There's a couple of ways you can tap and listen to it, which I haven't figured that out. Like if it's hollow, they say it's thin enough. If doesn't sound hollow, then more needs to be taken off. And so that's what I'm doing, is just seeing if I need to take more off. Oh, it is? Thank you for letting me know. I'm not up to date on all my bad words. I try not to use words that hurt people's feelings. Oh, you get it. Okay, good. Maureen says hi. Thatki says hi. Marie says a bunch of emojis. Diana welcomes back Marie. Meryl says hi. Diana says, do you have doggies? I have a doggie now. I used to have 2 doggies. But I have 1 dog. That's not the dog that you're barking, is not my dog. But yeah, I just said goodbye to one of my doggies last month. And now it's just 1 left. Muirhead, what's up? How are you? Do y'all want a Potter person to follow? Follow Muirhead. Muirhead does pottery a lot more than I do. They're professional. Everyone was asking me questions about selling pottery, and I was like, I don't do any of that, but Muirhead does. Well, I hope you've been well, Muirhead. What have you been working on? Diana, that's sad. It's like your child, but not a biological child, but like in your heart. Yeah. That dog was... I'll show you. You want to see a picture of him? I got this dog when I was 28. I don't know if you can see me, see if I can get the... Well, that's rock. Let me see. That's him and me at the Painted Desert, because I used to take him everywhere with me. That's him with my bestie. She went on that road trip with me. We went to pretty much across the country. That's us in Roswell with Gator. Gator's there. I got a close-up picture. Let's see on this side. Just move this water. So that's him there. Man, there aren't words about how much I love that dog. It was just me and him for like 6 years, just me and him. And he was 15 when he went. He was rotten, spooled rotten. But he was my freaking baby. And it hurt so bad. It hurt so, so bad. That's why I had my chat off. That's why I haven't been around. It's because I loved that dog. And he's not here anymore. Yeah. But I'm grateful for the time I got with him. Mirrorhead's doing great. That's awesome. Diana's excited that Mirrorhead's a professional. You were just at a show. That's cool. With orders? That's super cool. Diana, he was adorable. He was... Even people who didn't like dogs liked Gator. He could win anybody over. He just had this energy about him, like... I don't know. He definitely thought the world was there for him. Like, he was so funny. He was completely blind by the end, mainly deaf. Didn't bother him a bit. Like, if he'd walk into something, he's like, why is this thing here? Get out of my way. Just bumbled, like, completely blast through it. He was such a turd. Didn't really want to go on walks, but didn't want to get left behind. So we always had to take him. Oh, Diana, you're sweet. So, anyway, so I'm making a memorial for his grave. And it's one of the things I'm going to be working on. That's probably the project I'm going to be spending a lot of time on now. It'll have to be probably about a year before I can actually put it up. I got to wait for the ground to settle. But I'll have my notebook with me next time out here, and I'll show you what I have planned for it. I'm so sorry, Muirhead. Yeah, man. Pets. They're the best. But God, when you lose one, it just sucks so bad. You know, it's just like, oh, that time flies so fast. I've got some friends, and they're all about 10 years younger than me, so they're all about kind of near the age about when I got Gator, and they're getting dogs, and it's my book club friends, and I didn't want to tell them because I didn't want to be a Debbie Downer. Hey, sweetie. Streaming. I am streaming. How's your nap? I'm here. I'm alive. Okay. I love it. Janet, no, I mean, not hard and painful. It's an expression of love, you know, and sometimes love can hurt. But I wouldn't say it's going to be painful. I may cry, you know, when I really start making it, but life is temporary, and yeah, it's part of it. You can't love without loss, man. Because nothing's forever. Because what makes love so special? So, yeah. Joas Batista Gomez de Oliveira says hi. Karen, Philip Potter here from Armenia. Very cool. Thank you for reminding me to do that. I forget all the time. I'm really bad about, you know, not keeping the elbows in, and I have really bad trimming skills. They do become your children for sure. You made art that looked identical to him? That's cool. I have a lot of artwork dedicated to Gator already. I've got like 2 portraits of him. 3 actually? I got 3 portraits? feel like that can go a little bit more. Four a.m. 4 a.m. You gotta get to bed, girl. And mess up your sleep cycle. Is this getting the shape that I need? I think it needs to come in more. Maybe here. I think we're gonna call that done as far as trimming. You like eating, so you're jealous. Eating instead of sleeping. Well, you need sleep as well as food. People underestimate how important sleep is. Especially young people. I was the same way. I'm incredibly bad in college. College, I lived off of caffeine. I remember telling someone in college that 4 hours was plenty time for sleeping. 4 hours? You don't need more than 4 hours. Yeah, you do. And I love burnished pots. It's my favorite thing. There we go. Should have probably found the center first. Okay. I do not have high hopes for this one. I have a feeling it's just going to split. So when I end the stream, well, I'm going to end it pretty soon. There's like a lip here that's just not great. This is not my favorite bell at all. Edge needs to be kind of cleaned up a bit. What did I do with my water? Here it is. Oh, they're not unique if you know my family. Everybody in my family's got them. I got a cousin. Her eyes are they're like mine, except they're green. They're like the green equivalent. I keep gouging it with my nail. And my sisters are the color of a stormy sky. They look just like a stormy sky. When I was in school, people used to tease me and say I had dead people eyes, because mine are missing a lot of color. It's a bell. It's not a good one, but it's a bell. And the best thing about these bells too, if they don't turn out and they don't sound good, then they just make plant pots. And this one has a lot to come off on the bottom, a lot. On the sides too. Do I play bass? I do not. My nephew does though. You have hazel eyes, like grayish. That sounds pretty. You get bullied for the shape you're thin. Yeah, I don't know why people think it's okay to bully people because of their size. But it's something that people do. It's important to realize that the physical appearance means nothing about character. I think it's silly. Did I do this wrong? Was I not paying attention and didn't? You're eating some music because of the Modelo City? Ignoring it's the way to go. Childish games. Nailed it. Nailed it, Mirhan. Young people like my niece and nephew like to give me crap because I'm old now. And I'm like, you know what? I'll take being old over being young any day. Being young sucks. Like, people are like, oh, would you go back and be 10 years old with the knowledge that you have now? Nope. I would not. Would not. Nothing. Oh, especially if I had to be 10 years old. Like in this day and age. F that. Y'all got it crappy. Julius says hi. Abde says hi. Shole says hi. Diana says, not gonna lie, you get old on the outside, but you never get on the inside. 100%, dude. 100%. Like, that's the, you know, that's a trick to life when you realize that, like, age really is nothing but a number. As long as you, it's important to know how to play. It was funny, I made sure to take my niece and nephew. We live a couple hours from Legoland, but you can only get into Legoland if you have somebody under 14 with you, which I think is lame. So my husband and I, we took my niece and nephew up there so we could play at Legoland. And my niece and I tore that playground up. And I had all the adults looking at me like I was a weirdo, and a lot of the kids, because I was running through that playground like a kid. But I had a blast. You know, made some friends with 8-year-olds. Built a big soft Lego fort. It was awesome. You know, like, what wish I had done? Sat on the bench and just been bored? I think my nephew may have been a little embarrassed, but that's okay. I think it's important for them to see adults having fun and being kids, so they remember it's all about growing up. Mirrorhead, if you're still there, what orders did you get? What objects are you making? Is it a big order? I'd be terrified to take an order. Oh, it just hit me why you changed your name now. I don't know if you're still there, Mirrorhead, but you used to be... Wait, maybe I'm wrong? Am I getting mixed up? Did you used to name your business after your dog? There's so much to come off of this. Welcome back, Diana. Some mugs, a butter bell, and a dinnerware set of 6. Oh, that's a lot of stuff. Oh, Diana, your dark unicorn's way important in chatting. I'll tell you that right now. And it's all one set? The dinnerware and the butter bell and all that? Ooh, may have gone too far. This one's not going too well. Chumpy. That is waggly, isn't it? Actually, let's see what I... Whew! That wasn't good. Alright, the walls are fine, but I need to take off from, like, here, pretty much the cap. Okay. You have a show on December 6th? That's cool. Is all this stuff local, or do you have to drive to it? Hello, ¿puedes hacer un bloste de barro? I know, hello, puedes, can you, are you able to make a, and I don't know what a bloste de barro is. Is it a water pipe? I have a lot of people ask me to make water pipes. If I can make a water pipe. It seems to be a common thing. But well, that's not bad. 30 minutes away. I'm so lazy. I don't go anywhere for nothing. Stay. Stay. I'm trying to make this stay. Hello, Dinosaur Chicken Nugget with the awesome name. Dinosaur Chicken Nugget, nice name. It's not a pot though, it's a bell. It's a bell. It could be a pot though. Come on. Just stick. I'm going to be impatient and try to trim it when it's not sticking. That's going to be a bad idea. With my super dull tool. Now I'm off center. Why does it need to stick? It needs to stick so I can trim it. And so if it stays and it doesn't go anywhere, that's how I get it to be round. Have you ever seen anybody do like turning, like wood turning? The lathe? Kind of the same thing. The wheel holds the pot in the same place and it spins, so then I can cut pieces off of it and keep the thing in a semi-round shape. Where's my other tool? This one. Oh, you're not giving up on the... No. Dark unicorn. Focus. Get your dark unicorn drawn. Way more important. I'll tell you what, 200 years from now, you're not going to remember this chat, but you will remember that dark unicorn. Oop, don't go further than that, that's right. A little bit more off the bottom. Where am I, Dinosaur Chicken Nugget? I am in the United States. I'm in the southern United States, in the state of Georgia. Oh, you're in the USA too? Cool, cool. No, like, is this my house? Like this room I'm in now? This is my garage. but I am at home. Because I guess it would be weird if my garage was not in my home. I love making things smooth. I'm gonna call that done. Did I miss the question? Dinosaur says I'm the USA too. Dino size. Dinosaur chicken nugget says I'm in the USA too. Diana says sorry that you left. Don't be apologizing. It is okay. This is not important. What I'm doing is not, well, it's important to me, but like, it's important to me whether anybody's here or not. Like I'm doing this just to record what I do, to keep a record of all my work, because so much of it ends up in the reclaim bucket. And it's just to remind me one day from years to now, when I start doubting myself in pottery, I can look back and say, oh no, I've done a crap ton of pottery. Look at all the hours I spent doing this. Yep, we're just gonna guess about the center-ish. So it is okay if you leave. It is more than okay. It would make me much happier to know that you are making art of your own than watching me make art. Because I think that's what we're here for. Mirrorhead! Take care. Thanks for stopping by. Good luck on your show on the 6th. I look forward to seeing your pieces. I'm sure you'll share them. Everybody, if you're looking for more potters to follow, check out Mirrorhead. Like I said, they're a professional. They sell their things. And they, pretty sure they stream more often than I do. You can see someone who actually gets like more than one thing done an hour. I don't like the way any of this looks on the inside. Dinosaur, you were not asking too many questions. Asking me where I'm at, that's not a problem. If I don't like a question, I will not answer it. It's pretty easy to do that. Right now what I'm trying to do is kind of soften this edge. It's a little too sharp, which will end up breaking. Hard edges do not, sharp corners do not do well in pottery. This clay is super soft from wetting it to stick down, so it's gonna be a funky run. You stay centered too, Mirrorhead. Bye, says Diana. John says beautiful work, thank you. Zohir says hi. Just kind of fine tuning that edge. I hate the inside. I'm just gonna ignore the inside. Alright, so I trimmed all these. None of them feel right. Let's go back to this bubba. Alright, I'm gonna do the bottom. much harder to center. It seems like it needs to go this way. What is the hole for? The hole, so this is a prototype for a project I'm doing. And originally this is going to sit on a post so it can spin. And it may, well, hopefully it'll have pieces in the center like this. So this particular piece is me trying to figure out how to make that. And so the next time I make it, it'll be larger. Well, actually, I'll probably make it again this size. I kind of feel like this is centered. Yeah, it's just the outside is off. Okay. Now I'm putting down little pieces of clay. They're called lugs. They hold the clay to the wheel. So before, what I was doing, I was wetting the clay and sticking it to the wheel itself, but I'm not doing it with this one. Because honestly, I wasn't sure if it'd work with the shape. Do I know what 28 plus 39 is? I hate doing math in my head, so how I would do that would be 20 plus 30 is 50, and then 8 plus 9 is 17. 17 plus 50 is 67? Is that right? No, that's not right, is it? That's right. Yeah, that's right. 67 is the answer I'm going with. But I will say that's what calculators are for. You're welcome, dinosaur. Chicken nugget. The problem with lugs is they get in the way. I don't like using them. But sometimes you gotta. Any thoughts of going to some countries and showing my skill? No. No. This is just a hobby. Just a hobby. I do this as therapy. You can tell by the skills, the lack thereof. This is the first time I've made this shape. Dinosaur, how do you go live? It won't let me. Dinosaur, you can't if you are a kid. I don't think they allow kids to go live. So if your account is marked as a kid, I think you also have to have a certain number of followers before you can go live, which I think is silly. But I don't remember how many it is. But if you look on YouTube, go live requirements, it'll tell you. I don't know if it varies with country, but you're in the US, so it should be the same as me. Dania says hi. Dania? Ooh, I can't say that name. I don't know what that letter is. But hello. Oya says hi. Yeah, I think it's probably because you're a kid, dinosaur, and it's okay. Like, honestly, going live isn't that. I mean, I enjoy it because I like talking to people, but like, you gotta have. People say really mean things to me, like really mean things to me a lot. Like, in fact, I don't even stream some things I do, or I keep the chat off because people are mean. Well, I mean, that's not why I keep chat off. I just don't want to deal with it, I guess. But it's not that they hurt my feelings. I don't know. I don't want to expose other people to that, especially since they're kids that get on here. So going live is not what it's made out to be. I go live. I do this because I am creating a record of all my work. I don't fire all my pieces. A lot of stuff goes in the reclaim bucket. I threw a bunch of pots for my mom. I think I threw like 10 pots, and I only kept 4 of them. The rest went in the reclaim. So that's why I started recording myself, is because so much gets thrown away. I wanted to see all the things I've made over time, even though I didn't keep them. And I was recording videos and then posting them, but that became kind of like a pain to do because it took up a lot of space on my phone, and then I had to wait for the videos to upload, which took forever. So another Pottery Demon, he actually suggested, he's like, you should just stream. And that is the quickest way for me to get my videos done and uploaded, because I don't edit them or anything. I'm not that kind of channel. I'm not trying to be entertaining. This is all for me. So that's why I'm doing what I'm doing. Sorry, I'm thinking as I'm talking, so I may not be talking that great right now. That's not sad. Man. Omnipotent employer says pottery, and dinosaur, it's not sad. I don't let mean people get me down. I feel sorry for mean people. Like, people tend to treat people how they've been taught to be treated, like how they were treated themselves. So I get people come in here and say mean things, and they're mean, and I'm like, that's probably how someone treats them. That's why they're going out and treating others that way, because they think that's how you treat people. So I feel sorry for mean people, but just because I feel sorry for them doesn't mean I have to put up with their crap, So I forgive them pretty much immediately, and I move on with my day. But what was happening in my chat is my friends that come in here, they'd want to like stick up for me, and I'm like, no, we're just creating bad energy that way. Just ignore it. Just let it go. Let it go and be peaceful. That's the goal. Kind of feel like I could take more off, but I don't know. I'm going to push these lugs down on the inside and see if I can't take a little off on the inside and hopefully not cut a hole. Omnipotent, I am making, right now, this is a prototype for a larger project. I am making a monument for my dog Gator. And it's that monument is going to be a stacked pole. That's kind of what they call them. So it'll be a pole that has pottery stacked on it. And you can see this disc here. How it's going to work is I'll have round shapes, and there'll be a hole through them, so I can stick them through the pole, and then I can spin them if I want into different shapes, and it'll sit tall above his grave. So right now what I'm making is the prototype for that. I've never made this shape before, and I don't really know how it's going to work. So I was experimenting with, well, I'm experimenting with what it takes to make this shape. So I'm making a smaller version of what will ultimately be, you know, a little bit bigger. Dinosaur, thanks for the subscription. I have dogs. I have a dog. I used to have 2 dogs. Now I have a dog. And I plan on trying to get this fired if it stays together. And what I'll use this particular one for is probably just yard art. I'll hang it in my yard somewhere, maybe on the bottom of a bell. If it doesn't split. Thanks, Dinosaur Chicken. Is it a German Shepherd? No. Wait, the one that's left? Omnipotent says 3D printing back in the Middle Ages. Man, older than the Middle Ages, man. They've been doing this forever. No, he was, the dog that I've left is a crazy dog. He's my crazy baby. He's a mutt. I found him wandering the streets. That's my hobo. That's who's left. And then the one that passed was Gator. And he was not a German Shepherd. He was a Maltese pug mix. They are the best animals. What kind of dogs do you have? You had a Pomeranian once? I'll show you Gator. I gotta tilt it. That's Gator. He was, I took him on a road trip, cross country. We went to the Grand Canyon, Painted Desert. We went to Roswell. That's my bestie. She went on the road trip with me. That's him in the Painted Desert. I think that's all the pictures. Yeah, that's all the pictures of him. Yeah. Here's my Barba. So, I kind of feel like more can come off of this, but like one way you kind of feel like with pottery is, does it feel like it's the right weight? You know, when I pick it up, how does it feel? And this feels like the correct, it doesn't feel heavy from when I pick it up, you know? It may still be heavy for what I end up doing with it, but we'll see. I need to set it down though. Alright, so this will be my last piece for the night. I'll probably poke holes this and the other two though. That'll be like the last thing I do. I don't know how to do this. I guess I'll do the top first. Okay. English Omnipotent says Jerry, a Russian Pomeranian? What's a Russian Pomeranian? Dino's got, Dino Chicken Nuggets got English Mastiff, German Shepherd, mix with wiener. Weimaraner, or I know which one you're talking about. Those are some goofy animals. German Shepherds are majestic. So the guy that's left, we did his, we got his DNA tested, and he is Australian Shepherd, short hair Australian Shepherd, mini Australian Shepherd, and Collie, and I think Pointer in there too. So pretty much all the neurotic, herding animals. When I found him, he was just wandering in the middle of the street, looking scared. It took me 45 minutes to catch him. And now he doesn't like to be 5 feet from me. He's actually probably on the other side of that wall right now. Oh, German short hair Pointer. My Austrian, no. My heritage is German, Czech, English, and Scottish. I've been told you can see the Czech, the German Czech in me. I definitely got little German hands and feet. On my mother's side, my great-grandparents, no, my great-grandparents came over. And then on my father's side, they've been here for a while. He's the Scottish English. My mom's got a little bit of the English too. Bye, Dinosaur Chicken Nugget. Hopefully I'll see you around again. I will definitely remember you, Dinosaur Chicken Nugget. Definitely with that name. Czech accent sounds like Russian. I need to check the weather. I smell rain. That was weird. It doesn't look like rain, but I smell it. Okay, yeah, that's thin enough. Okay. Yeah, that's thin enough. I just need to remove this part and this part. Almost there, guys. Almost there. Jerry, omnipotent reployer, thank you. You have a wonderful evening, and thank you for all the kind things that you said and being nice to other people. It's always appreciated. Yeah, I just smelled the clay. Just trying to figure out if that's what I smelled. Flag, what up? Maybe we need some rain. Well, hopefully not, because I have a bunch of yard work to do, and I should have been doing that today. And instead I did clay, thinking I can do that tomorrow, but if it rains tomorrow, then I can't do the yard work tomorrow, and that's gonna mess me up. Carrie Sturridge? Oh, by the way, Flag said, women's nose makes no mistake. If you smell rain, it's probably gonna rain. And then Carrie Sturridge says, can you say hello, Holly? Hello, Holly. Who is Holly, Carrie? I love playing with closed forms. Salako says hello. Flag wants to know who's Holly as well. David O2. Am I from the job? What job? DVO2, not David. I'm correcting myself. What I'm trying to do is get this one kind of pushed. There's air inside of there, so I'm kind of like trying to push that air around to help make this a more uniform shape. On. David O2? I'm not mad. No, I don't understand the question. I don't get mad. I try not to anyway. If I'm angry, I stop and ask myself, why am I angry? So you can see like this side looks all nice and smooth, and then this one's all rough and icky. I'll try to hold it and see if I can't. I'm gonna just have to do like this. Super exciting stuff. So this is called burnishing, and what I'm doing is just smoothing out the clay, making it nicer looking. You're from Fortaleza? Fortaleza? I don't know where Fortaleza is. Where's that? Ladina, what am I creating? This particular piece is a prototype for another piece I plan to make. So what I plan to make is a stacked garden pole. So it'll be a pole with pottery stacked on it. So I'll have a stick, and then the pottery will stick on the stick like that, and I'll stack it all up. And this is a closed form, so it's hollow. So there's air inside. And I'm just trying to make it look a little bit nicer. And it's going to go with this piece. This is an experiment. So, and I'll probably hang these up in my yard somehow. I don't know exactly what I'm going to do with them, but I do want to take a little bit more off this, though. Now I just flipped it over and I realized this is harder here. I can definitely lose some there. And I think I can just leave it there without having to do anything special. Well, thank you. I think it's cool that you think it's cool. I am kind of wrapping up. I say that all the time, and then I end up spending another hour out of here, but I can't. I got things to do tonight. I gotta make dinner. I gotta go down to the pottery studio and pick up some pieces. But I would like to make this a little bit lighter since it's gonna be hanging. I'm trying to make it as thin and light as possible. I don't want to take any more off there. I'm going to take a little bit more off here. Annika says hi. Guillermo Perez Leon says hola, saludos desde Medellin, Colombia. So you are greetings from Medellin, Colombia. Greetings. Saludos desde Estados Unidos. Mi español es no bueno. Necesito más practicar. Necesito aprender más palabras. I have no idea what your name is, how to say it, or what you just said. Is that you laughing? Is that really his name? I have a friend, and his name translates to happy, smiling face. That's his name. His name is Bassam, and it translates to smiling face. And it totally fits him. He's got a very happy face. All right, we're gonna go with that. We're gonna go with that and say that's that. Now we're gonna try to line up these holes correctly. Okay. I'm thinking about how I'm doing this. So I'm thinking, I apologize. I need, I guess, my needle tool. Doesn't seem like a good way to do this. Ideally, I'd want to shove something all the way through. Maybe just go straight down. I think I'm gonna do a smaller hole for these. Well, thank you for I'll be kind. I'll be kind. How would I say their name? That did not work. Yeah, so this is the issue I thought I was gonna have. I can't tell if this is still parallel all the way through. So I'm gonna have to poke it back through this side. Just hope that that's evenish. Elkind. It's a German name, child from the river Elbe in Hamburg, Germany. Aw, that's cool. So hopefully these will dry a bit better now. Hey there. I'm almost done. What you doing?
Moving around a little bit.
Yeah? What have you been doing? Programming?
Programming.
You working on the build?
Yeah, maps. Getting maps in format.
Good, good.
Yeah, music, huh?
Yeah. I don't know how the best way to do this. Ugh, this is gonna be much harder than I expected. What's that for? Okay.
Bon Jovi?
Yeah. Oof. I think they're warming up. Well, that one actually lined up pretty good. So, see? And this one will sit in the middle. Like that. Ta-da!
It's my
Life! This is not gonna stay. This is probably gonna get trashed. Alright, we're just quit messing with it. Alright, cool beans. Y'all have an awesome day. Thanks for coming out.